Australia and China have a large economic relationship, but their ties have experienced serious political, strategic, and economic tensions in recent years. These tensions arise from security concerns, geopolitical competition, trade disputes, and ideological differences. Below is a detailed explanation of the major crises in Australia-China relations. Number 1. Trade war and economic coercion. China is Australia's largest trading partner, but trade relations have faced major disruptions. Background: in 2020, Australia called for an independent international investigation into the origins of COVID-19. China viewed this as a political move aligned with Western pressure. China's response: China imposed restrictions on many Australian exports, including barley, tariffs over 80%, wine, beef, coal, lobster, timber, cotton. Impact: billions of dollars in lost exports. Australian farmers and wine producers suffered major losses. Australia began diversifying export markets: India, Southeast Asia, Middle East. Although some restrictions have been eased since 2023-2024, the episode created long-term mistrust. 2. Security and military tensions in the Indo-Pacific. Australia and China have conflicting strategic interests in the Indo-Pacific region. Key issues: South China Sea. China claims large parts of the South China Sea, while Australia supports freedom of navigation and international law. Australia conducts naval patrols in the region, which China often criticises. Military incidents. There have been several tense encounters between Chinese and Australian military forces at sea and in the air. Examples include close encounters between naval ships, dangerous intercepts of surveillance aircraft. These incidents raise concerns about military escalation. 3. The AUKUS Security Pact. One of the biggest tensions in recent years is the AUKUS security partnership between Australia, United States, United Kingdom. The pact includes plans for Australia to acquire nuclear-powered submarines. China's reaction: China strongly opposes AUKUS and argues that it intensifies an arms race in the Indo-Pacific, threatens regional stability, targets China's military rise. For Australia, AUKUS is meant to strengthen deterrence and security. This has significantly worsened trust between Beijing and Canberra. 4. Technology and national security concerns. Australia has taken strong actions against Chinese technology companies. Key example: Australia banned Chinese telecom giant Huawei from participating in its 5G network infrastructure due to national security concerns. Australia fears cyber espionage, data security risks, foreign influence in critical infrastructure. China has strongly criticised these measures as discriminatory and politically motivated. Number 5. Political interference allegations. Australia has raised concerns about foreign political interference, particularly from China. Issues include attempts to influence Australian politics, pressure on Chinese Australian communities, influence operations in universities and research institutions. In response, Australia introduced foreign interference laws and tightened regulations on political donations. China denies these allegations and views them as anti-China sentiment. 6. Human rights disputes. Australia has criticised China over several human rights issues. Key topics include treatment of Uyghur Muslims in Xinjiang, restrictions on freedoms in Hong Kong, concerns about human rights and civil liberties. China rejects these criticisms as interference in internal affairs. These disagreements contribute to political tensions. Number 7. Taiwan issue. Australia supports maintaining peace and stability in the Taiwan Strait. Although Australia officially recognises the One China policy, it has expressed concern about military pressure on Taiwan, potential conflict in the Taiwan Strait. China views foreign involvement in Taiwan issues as highly sensitive and strongly opposes external commentary. 8. Influence in Pacific Island countries. Australia and China are competing for influence in the Pacific Islands region. China has expanded its presence through infrastructure investments, security agreements, economic aid. Australia worries about Chinese military access in the Pacific, strategic influence near its borders. This has led Australia to increase aid and diplomatic engagement with Pacific Island nations. 9. Public opinion and trust crisis. Public opinion in Australia toward China has deteriorated significantly. Surveys show rising distrust of China among Australians, concern about China's political system and foreign policy. At the same time, China criticises what it sees as growing anti-China sentiment in Australia. Summary: main crises in Australia-China relations. 1. Trade disputes and economic coercion. 2. Military tensions in the Indo-Pacific. 3. The AUKUS nuclear submarine pact. 4. Technology security disputes, Huawei and 5G. 5. Allegations of political interference. 6. Human rights disagreements. 7. Taiwan Strait tensions. 8. Strategic competition in Pacific Island countries. 9. Declining mutual trust and public opinion. If you want, I can also explain what strategic